So, what's been going on? What do you want to work on? Yep.
That was that was.
Yep.
I think for the most part I've got that down. I have a longer iron driver. I definitely have fallback, fall out,
Yep.
but not too bad.
Yeah.
Um, what I'm finding is like now that I kind of have that motion, I drop my
Yep.
try to do less than I
Oh, you
I don't
shank
I
them.
don't know if I'm off the toe or if I'm off the hoggle.
Yep.
Really what it is. No, that's definitely affected mostly my like I just did it with nine, but on the lob wedge stuff. I have no it's either full swing or I'm like doing a like so
Okay.
I guess I don't know how
Okay.
when you do a half swing like that,
Yeah.
is it alright? Like I guess with lob wedge in general, I'm more of the opposite. First club.
Yep.
Is it less out anyway?
Um, typically, um, you would have a similar feel, maybe even a touch more in to out, actually, just because you're standing closer to the ball. It's a more upright shaft, and so that all that stuff makes you swing steeper typically. So usually you have to feel like you're actually swinging more from the inside, but it could be different for everyone. So let's just videotape a few and see what's going on. Yeah, do a full swing. I gotta get my phone quick. Yeah, yeah, okay.
That's my
Fat. Still.
problem. Like what I do is
Oh, yep, yep. Okay. Yeah. Uh, I'm set up here, so let me check, make sure. Yep, we're good to go. All right, go ahead and hit one. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Your low point, yeah, 3 inches behind the ball. Okay, so you're hitting behind the ball. Your club path in to out, 3.6 closed face. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So a lot of good things. One thing I think is a little off. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. 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 big difference? Okay, so here's where I think your issue is. So watch how the club head follows the exact line that your hands are going down. See that? Okay. Look at Colin, one of the best. Corey Connors, one great iron player. Yeah. But see how his club head is moving on a different line than his hands? So the club head's going back here and his hands are going out, kind of, right? And then right here, his hands start working left and then the club starts working out. Can you see that? Okay. So if we look at yours, you'll see how it just follows straight down the same exact line that your hands are on. Okay. So what that's doing is making it tough for you to get lag in your swing. Let's see your club. So what you want and what you see from all good players is when they start down, their hands kind of work a little down, but the club head works back. Okay? So your hands could actually work out more because you're still from the inside, even though your shaft is steep relative to your hands. Okay? So your hands are moving here. Your club's actually like coming from the inside, but we need to get this out of line of your hands. You actually want it behind your hands here, so then it can go out here. Okay? So if it goes on the same line, like there's nothing to get the club to go out and around, and it also makes the club like release too early. So if we get out here, I think you can kind of feel like you move your hands out because your hands are pretty deep. So if we look at that position there, let's not do Corey. He's pretty upright. If we look at, I use Charlie Hoffman a lot. He's pretty deep too, but so see, your guys' arms are kind of similar there, but look at where his shaft is compared to yours. See how his is kind of on that angle. Yours is quite a bit more upright, right? See how his is falling backwards there? Where yours is still, it fell backwards a little bit, but it's pretty much on the same red line. And his is falling back. And then down here is when his starts working out. So it was behind his hands here, and now it's going outside his hands there. Where yours is staying right in line with your hands. Yep. Yeah. 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 Let's try it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's see it. Yeah. Maybe back the ball up a little bit. Yep. More. Yeah, kind of hit from right there. Yeah. Yep. That seems to be the best spot for it. Probably try again. I think you hit behind it too far, didn't get it. Oh, there it goes. Operate. It says operator. Yeah. Maybe about needed again. Yeah, it was pretty good. There's other locations that did quite a bit better than us, but we did okay, I think. Yeah, it seemed like it was starting to pick up there for a while, and now we're getting this nice weather. And yeah, I know so many people still come in say they haven't heard of us, and oh, did you? Nice. Is there a waiting list? Did you get in? Oh, really? Oh, huh. I wonder if they let you in, huh? Oh, that's nice. That's the biggest thing. Is just find something decent that's close, so it's easy to get on. Really? That's good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. That's the way I am too. Really? You want to sign in? From the Dubuque area. All right, let's try again. Nice shot. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good there, but I think you're always going to struggle with contact. Look at your look at the loop of your wrist path. So it loops back and makes it steep. So if we compare that, Charlie again. So his comes almost straight down on the same line. You see that? His wrist path from top. Most people actually loop over the top with their wrist path. Yep. Look at someone else. This guy's pretty far. Yep. See how he goes slightly over? See his path? It was inside and then slightly over. You want the club to work back, but the way your hands are working is steepening the club. So they're coming from a shallow angle, but it's pitching the club too upright, and that's why you're hitting the ground too soon. So that club, so I think for you, because your hand path is pretty shallow, I think you could almost feel like you're going over the top. So feel this from the top. Just feel like your hands work out, but the club stays back. All right. So you want that feeling there, and then you can hold your release longer, and then release it down on top of the ball. Yes, yes. You want to get that club working back. Yep. You want it out of line of your hands. You want it to get behind your hands. Okay, your club path was 1.4 out to the right on that one. Low point got ahead of the ball. That's good. Yeah, better hand path. See that? It's better. Look at it's ball. Yeah, it's definitely the club head's getting behind your hands a little bit. Club face is staying. That's much better. And now it's going out a little bit. Yeah, keep doing that. I think it'll make it a lot easier to hit the ball solid. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have to think about dropping the club. Look at that's really good right there. So you did it there. Look at your hands are out quite a bit from that club head. It's still working from the inside. You are like pushing forward. You can see that's where your hips started back here, and they have pushed forward. Yep. Well, it's funny because most people, people do that when they're steep, which you were pretty steep. It's not steep there though. That's a very nice position right there. Your arms could maybe be a touch more in front, but that's not bad. As in like a little bit more forward before you start releasing. So they're just a little bit kind of back here rather than here, but not bad. That's a pretty nice position right there. If you can, I think if you keep hitting shots like that where they go a little right, that'll make you want to rotate left. When you're steep, you want to push your hips forward because that shallows the shaft. So like, if you're steep, I could push my hips forward. It makes this go back and the shaft goes back, right? So if you get that shaft shallow using your arms, then you don't have to use your body to do it, and the body can just rotate around. That's probably why you're shanking it. You're too steep, you're pushing your hips closer to the ball, and it's getting you too close to the ball, and you're hitting it off the inside. So if you get shallow, so when you get shallower, it should start to feel like you're going to push them to the right. And then to stop it from pushing to the right, feel like you're rotating more left. That was a good swing there, though. Other than the hips moving towards the ball, like, you got the shaft behind the hands there better from the top. And your hand path, I mean, it was kind of like Charlie's, you know, it kind of worked pretty much back on the same line that it went up on. So that was good. Let's try it again. Yeah. Well, good job. Your hands. Yeah, I mean, it did. See it? It's not following straight up and down your hands. Raise the square. Yeah, it's a little bit early release. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should be hitting it. Yeah, so your low point was only 0.3 ahead there. With, what is this, a 7 iron? I want it 2-3 inches in front. So that was just an early release. But, I mean, yeah, and your attack angle is only negative 0.4. You probably want that closer to 3 or 4 down, at least. But, I mean, path and face to path, I mean, you hit a dead straight shot. So it's like, let that club follow more. It follows behind and, you know, is later. Yes, yes. And you might have to rotate it a little. I could see that. That looked pretty good. Yep. Yeah, nice. Pretty darn good. Hip still moved a touch forward. With your club path, negative one, face to path, slightly open. Yeah, just barely. Yep. What is your low point? Got further in front. Good. Yeah, I think doing this, getting it out of line here, you're probably gonna have to feel like you close it a little bit up here, and then holding it longer. So it's getting behind, closed, hold it longer, so you get that low point further in front, you get that attack angle down just a little bit more. When you do those two things, it tends to make the ball go more right, so that's where you're gonna have to get the club face a little more closed. Pretty good. Attack angle didn't go down there. Basically the same shot, just a little more close pace. Very nice shot though. Whoa, lot further carry. Oh, it didn't. Did you? Yeah. Spin is super, super low. Did you miss hit that? You hit it high in the face. That's a nice position right there. You lose it. But the shaft is still falling back there a little bit. I mean, you can tell, like, even though you looped, your first swing, you know, the shaft would have been right there following your hand. Getting back a little bit more. I mean, that's the position I like to see. The club's slightly inside the hands there. It's square. Your arms are in front of your body there. Your hips have stayed back so far. Oh yeah, look at how well your hips stay back there. Coming from the inside. Yeah, you hit it off the inside of the club, didn't you? It's a very nice swing. Very good. So yeah, I think shallowing it, just holding that. So it's like those three things: get it a little shallow, get a little more closed, and hold it just a little bit longer, so that it'll feel like the club's coming more on top of the ball. So then you'll get that attack angle down, and you'll get that low point further ahead, and it'll make it much easier to hit the ball solid. You won't hit fat so much. I think you're hitting fat because it's just releasing back here too early. The club's getting too long too soon. It should be waiting to here to get long.
I line up. Obviously, wherever you
Yep. You are now, or what? Sorry,
no,
I'm not following.
I want to hit ball.
Yep, yep. So it's like your hands will get to about right here, and then it's like the club is just releasing to straight with them, right? So it's like the hands aren't really moving forward, club's just releasing to them right there, and then your low point's like right here. Maybe that's too far in front. I don't know how far like 4 inches is. Like that, maybe? So your low point should be probably right in there. Right now it's about right. Well, that one was one.
Better, a lot higher.
Yep, and you should. As you get shorter clubs, the attack angle should go down. But if you let's look at some numbers. Let's see if I can find a wedge from somebody. I know somebody has a wedge. Oh, he has a wedge. Good. He has an awesome swing. So let's look at this one. Which is attack angle 5 down. 54. Yep. Where's his low point? Low point. Yeah. So 3.3 inches ahead. Let's hit one for you and see where it is. And I would say he's kind of on the light side. There's a lot of guys that are 6, 7 down on wedges. Yeah, it should be in the middle. Yep. Yep. But get it shallow because the club head's back, not your hands are back. Let the club head be back, not your hand. Hazel? loop on. You did shallow it though. Yeah, the problem when you loop it that way though is it makes the club want to go out too soon. Yeah, yep. So it's like almost keep that, go up to P4, top of the backswing. Go ahead, yep. Okay, so kind of keep this shoulder back. Okay, so it's going to be back here. And then you're going to use this right side to kind of push it like that. So it's like, yeah. So the club's like back, but it's not like getting way behind your shoulder. And then you use that right side to push it through. But it's like you're pushing your forearm through, not your hand. Yeah, I think you hossled it. Yeah, look at how much the club's getting out there. It's already outside the ball right here. Yeah, yeah, that's, now get it more closed. Yep, there you go. Yes. Yep. So it's almost like you feel it in this right forearm. Like this right forearm is turning down a little bit while that's staying back. Okay, so then it's just like the club face is kind of matching up with the back of your forearm. And then it's just like just release it straight down the forearm. Yes, like that. Yes. I know. All right. Good shot there. Back angle went down, negative 2.8. Low point went forward. Good. All right. You didn't move too bad there. You didn't move bad at all. It's going out too fast. It's better. Yeah, with the shorter clubs, it's going to be harder to keep it back. But the club's got to stay back longer. That was better though. That could be. Yeah, yeah. Good swing. Ooh, you got your attack angle down. Low point for their head. Hey, you're getting to a spot now where you can hit it consistently, not be hitting it fat. Still needs to be more, but it's getting closer. Yep. All right, that's a pretty good position there. That was pretty good. You did move the hands a little, but you kept it shallow. I mean, the more you loop them under, it's going to be harder to keep it shallow, but it's not impossible. Because it's like as your hands as your hands loop underneath, it's like the more they get back here and you pull, it's like it just pulls the shaft up, you know. So it's like you want to do things that make the shaft fall back. Yeah. You want the shaft to go out late, so it goes back behind you early, and then it kicks out late. Yep. Yeah. And when you do those things, you can hold the angle longer, so you can get that low point further ahead. I think you're exactly right. Back angle is only negative 0.6. to the shot from, so P6 is when the shaft is parallel to the ground in the downswing. Yep. Good. Yeah, nice. Okay, now push your hips, push them out to here, just slightly. Yeah, good. Okay. Now let's release the club down on top of the ball. Yep. Yes, that's how you do it. Exactly. So go to that position. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you kind of chip when doing that. Get your hands, wait. Yep. You want to get your hands up here before you release it. So you always are back here before you want to do it. Get it here. And then your hands don't have to move forward that much. You're letting the club go down. See your attack angle on that? You got down to -8. And then your low point, 6.3. Okay, so that's how you move your attack angle down and your low point forward. The longer that club is back while your hands get here is what moves that attack angle down. And if you get the attack angle to, I mean, 8's fine. Like, people have -8 on those shots. -8.6. Low point, 7.6 ahead. Okay. So that's, on the pretty extreme end. Okay, so you take a full swing and your attack angle goes right back to yeah. That's going to make all the difference on how solid you hit the ball, though. Yep, yep. So it's like just getting your hands more on top of the ball before you release it down. I like the way, I could tell it must have bounced up into the ball. Yeah. And it's going to feel like you're going to hit it right. Let it go right. Okay. -3.6, 2.5 ahead. Okay, much better. No, for sure. I know, for sure. Yeah, you did. Just kidding. Oh, it got steep. Usually when it gets out like that, so it's following your hand pretty much. When it does that, it tends to go out too soon because it's not following. All right, I saw that one follow. Bet you it got behind your hands at least. You might have early released it a little, but yeah, see it. See the you did loop, but the club is. I know. It takes rehearsals. I really think if you can get in front of a mirror at home, I mean, ideally, if you had a mirror in front of you and behind you, and it's like, go up here, just watch the club fall. I mean, it's not a hard movement. Like, see, and then from here, it's just let it fall. But it's like, you gotta, yeah, yep, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So like when I came back up, still kind of sore, but I was doing
yeah,
like very much.
yeah.
So that's probably my.
So is 145 normal for you?
Well, that's like
That's your good iron. Yeah. So, and the reason for that is like when you're swinging easy, it's easy to hold that club back. It's when you really want to start applying power, everybody wants to apply power that way.
and I, otherwise I'm like
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're hitting it quite a bit further.
when I hit it, yeah, 45,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, you really have
Yeah. And it's like letting the wrist be soft and letting that club fall behind. Straight shot. 1.4 down, 0.9 ahead, so not super down. I do. And yeah. So you can see the shaft. It starts to go back there, but then right here, now it starts following again. It actually starts going the other way, it looks to me. So like if I drew, here, let's do this. This is good. Let's draw. See how it's actually getting steeper. See how from here to there it went steeper? Staying right on that line pretty much. Now let's look at. Oops, that's a little shallower than it actually. So see how it's like always staying kind of back, and yours is almost going the other way. So that's what you see in all good players. Like the club's constantly going further this way as they come down. That's exaggerated here, but it's going. I'm just saying it's going that way. It's never like following the same line. And he's actually less than a lot of players. Yeah, yeah, the club goes backwards. And the reason is, so what they're doing, you get the club, like I said, you get it out of line of your hand path. Because the club wants to follow your hand path, right? Like centrifugal force makes it want to follow exactly. So you make it go to the inside. You make it do that by doing different things with your wrist. So then when you go around the corner, then you let it line up. And then what happens is the club head just goes out and it rotates. So then the face squares on its own just by using that force rather than having to do your hands. You're using force to get that club to roll around, which is using your body rotation rather than having to manipulate with your hands. And that's why they can time it up so well, is because they're using big muscles. They're not using little wrist muscles to try and get the club face square. Yep. Yep. Just a little bit. You know, it's more of, so get there, you know, it's getting that, for you, I think it's more of your hips move closer to the ball on those, which is typically a result of people being steep. So I would try and be just, you know, it's always just having this feeling of the club being behind, you know, like falling back, staying back. So it's both staying back this way, not going forward this way, and also staying back this way. So it's like two things, like staying back, just letting it follow until right here where it's high, the club head's high, and it's inside, and then it just flings down. And that's how you get an attack angle down from the inside. Club face is trying to square on its own just because of the force that you're applying to it, not because of your hands doing something. Okay. So what I like to see there is, see how your hands are working left, the club's outside your hands? That tells me you let it get out of line on the downswing. Because you let it get out of line, and then what you do is you do it the opposite way at the ball. You go down into the left, and then the club kicks out, which is what you want. So see that, how the club's like, it's kicking out and your hands are working around to the left. And so the reason why you got to keep it back is because when it kicks out, you don't want it to kick out too far. You want it to kick out, but still be from the inside. Just a little bit. That was good. Hang on, negative 2.4, low point ahead. All right, see how it stayed from the inside there? See how it stayed from the inside there? That's good. Your hands were working around to the left, and the club was kicking out, but it was still staying inside the ball. That's good. You got your, where's your target? Negative 2.4, so you got it down. Low point was 1.7. Whatever you felt there, try and feel that again. See it it looks to me like you're being more patient with the club and the release. Is that what you're trying to feel, or what are you trying to feel? Yeah. Yeah. So that one kicked out and got out a little bit, right? So it's still, you're kind of doing the right thing at the bottom. Just got to get a little more shallow earlier so that it can kick out and be from the inside. Oh, then you hit down and work around to the left. Yeah, I can see like this is what you see in good players. Like you see like this wrist movement where it's like this, and I just saw it. You do it. Like as you transition down, like you see a lot of good players like have this movement where it's like as they start going down, it's like this, like it's like that. You see it? Like it gets more, right? And I saw that kind of in that swing where it's like, and that's what you should feel, right? It's like it has to like really wait a lot to get to this position and then go like that. Where a lot of people, it's like the opposite, right? Yeah, but it's that loose wrist. Let it fall back, stay back, be patient. Let the club release really late. Yeah, that really looked like you held the angle. Nice. Just bottom out a little bit early. I'm surprised at that. Yeah, I would guess so. Things just didn't move forward enough, but your wrists looked like they worked correctly. Yeah, nice. Come on, give us some numbers. Why is this stupid thing being so slow? Figure out what stored up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, it is. Oh, recording failed. Right, I'm gonna turn my camera off, but let's just keep working on those attack angles. You should. That's all right. That was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh dang. Gosh, it's looking like you're holding it better. Just releasing it a little too early at the bottom. Must be. Yeah. Back angle negative 3.4. Nice. Low point 2.4. See this. Low path 1.4 into out, swing direction. Low point 2.4. Yeah, good path, good attack angle, good low point. That was a nice swing. Yeah. You do. You'll still feel a little bit of this, hold. It's just like the soft wrist thing, but it's how you hit the ball solid. And I think what you need to feel is feel like your hands are working up and around and to the left through the ball. You're going to get it from the inside, and then your hands are working to the left. Yeah. Ooh, good attack angle. We have 3.8. Low point was ahead. Nice. Up path was in out. Just a touch close in the face, but that was a good swing. Yeah, nice. -6 on the attack angle. Way to go. 4.3 ahead. Nice job. You can do that again. All right. Attack angle -3.9. Nice. You made that kind of look easy. Did that feel easier? Attack angle -5. Play your low point. 4.3 ahead. Good. Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah. It looked good from back here. And your numbers look great. Nope. Attack angle. Like as soon as you start swinging harder, that club wants to release forward too fast. Doesn't want to follow. Ooh, that one looked pretty good. Not as much down. What club are you hitting? Nice. I'm starting to see it fall back. That was good. Attack angle. Yeah, attack angle got further down, low point further ahead. Very nice. Good. And you're kind of working around to the left. That's good. I think that's going to be a big key is like to avoid the shanks is feeling like you're working around to the left. We got some time. What do you want to do? Yeah.
Better late.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Really low. Okay. Yep. It should. Yeah, I mean, like the the best players kind of swing all these clubs pretty much the same. It's just the driver you get set up a little bit more behind the ball with a wider stance, which makes your attack angle up a little bit more. But the shape of their swing and like kind of the mechanics of what they're doing, it's very much the same. Little hind phase. Area 164. What? Yeah. Just recorded one on my phone. Gotta look at it.
I'm definitely
Inside. Not terrible. A lot of good in that. Yeah. It's not. So what is your attack? Attack angle is negative 0.2. Low point. Hit another one. No, it would be less. Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, I would say if we could get it to -1, that would be good. It'd make it easier. I mean, the lower your attack angle is, the easier it is to hit the ball solid, I would say. But as you get longer clubs, you have less loft, so you can't hit down on them that much, right? So that's where it's like, oh, an attack angle of -1 would make it easier to hit this solid. Um, yeah. What do you have like a direction that you feel like the ball's gonna go? Like, do you feel like you're gonna hit it way right? Low and left? Okay. Okay. Are you trying? Do you feel like you're like swinging and trying to stop that from happening, or are you not even thinking about it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Some people, some of their shots, happen because they're trying to avoid something. So if you're not trying to avoid anything, you're just trying to hit as good of a shot as you can. That's what you should be thinking. Yeah. Did it? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, you're attacking those negative 1.2. Yeah. Low point was only 0.2 ahead. Yeah. So your low point could be a little bit. The path into out, face path slightly closed. Okay, not terrible numbers. That looked like it was hit. To the left, I think. Is that more of a normal carry? Right. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah, right, because you hit it really good. Yeah, and I mean that one it looked to me like, you rotated through the ball. Um, you got around to the left, you got your hands working around, and that's why your club face closed. So the more you go around, the more it's going to close your club face and make your path go left, right? And so the one before your path was like, I think it was 3 out to the right. Your face was like -1. And so you rotated more and you got your path more to the left and your face more to the left. So um, that's where you got to kind of like match those up, right? It's like, if that's your shot that you're hitting, okay, all I really got to do is shallow it just a little bit to get the club path going, just a touch more out to the right. That opens the face slightly too. So just that one little move, and it's only like a degree, makes that shot perfectly online. So, but those numbers aren't bad, right? Like you hit down on that one too, -2. That's good. Your low point was 1.3. I'd say those are good numbers for a 3-wood to consistently hit it solid. Yeah, I think it's all in, like we said, get that relationship where it's like behind the hands here, so then you can rotate and then it goes outside the hands down here, right? So it's down here, then you rotate around to the left and it brings it to square. And now you're rotating and right, exactly. Exactly. Yep. And then you'll be able to hit down on it from the inside without pushing closer to the ball. And all those things are good things. It helps you be more consistent. Yeah. It's impossible. Ooh, your time. That's almost too much down. That's good. I'd rather see too much. We know you can go the other way. Club path 2.3. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust that shot. That shot probably started left and faded online. This system here is not very good at figuring out spin axis on off center shots because it reads the club at impact, which is after the face is twisted, causing the gear effect, which we know would make it go back to the right on this shot, but it read your face as -6.3 closed after it hit. It reads spin axis by the club data. It can't pick it up without an RCT ball. So that ball probably was a pretty good shot, I would guess. Yep. Mm. Yeah, I mean it's gonna start when you start to feel it. It's gonna feel like you're getting here, and it's like this club is just like it's like back behind your hands. It's gonna kind of feel like that, where it's just like coming straight down on it, staying inside, and your hand's gonna feel kind of high.
I know
Yeah,
like
yeah, 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 and it'll feel like super easy to hit the ball solid. Like right now, it probably feels like it's luck of the draw if you're going to hit one solid. When you start doing it right, it's like you can feel it and you can set up to it. And as soon as you set up to it, you can kind of feel it and be like, oh, I know I'm going to hit this solid. It's like, yeah, because once it's just so much easier when you get it in the right spot, you get that attack angle right, you get the low point right, and it's so much easier to hit the ball solid. So yeah, it does. It does.
then
Yeah. Yeah, because you're using you're getting rid of too much power back here, whereas if you're storing it to here and then using it, there's a lot more speed down there. So yeah. Here you go, this one's yours. Nice job. I know that's a lot of it's a lot of stuff and you know, I gave you several different things, but the truth is you have a really nice shape to your swing. Your club face is in a good spot. It's just it's actually pretty minor things that you have to change. Your club's already kind of coming from the inside. It's just changing that relationship, right? Like getting it a little bit more behind your hands so that it can hold longer and then go down to the ball. And you'll start hitting it. It'll be a lot easier. So